Hi guys, in this video I explain polymorphism. I start out by explaining the concept and then I'll demonstrate how to use polymorphism with variables, parameters and arguments, return types and arrays. Now what is polymorphism? Polymorphism stands for multiple forms or multiple types. In programming, that means that the type of a variable does not necessarily have to be the same type as the object that the variable references. In Java, polymorphism is always used in combination with inheritance. It means that when we declare a variable of a superclass type, that variable can reference an object of a subclass of that type. Now let's take a look at an example. Here I have a class named animal, and inside this class I declare a method named eat with a single parameter named food. This method outputs a statement that this animal is eating the given food. Now I declare a class named cat that inherits from animal. I also create a class named dog that also inherits from animal. Both these classes extend animal. I will leave both these classes empty to keep this example very simple. Now let's take a look at the main method. Inside the main method, I create an object named a of type animal, and here you can see that the object type is the same as the variable type. This is what we are used to. These always match. Now with polymorphism, this changes a bit. So with polymorphism, I can create an animal, let's call it animal2, and I can assign it an object of type cat to this animal. This works because cat is a subclass of animal. I can do the same with a dog. I call this animal3, and here I create a new dog. Now animal3 references a dog object. Dog is also a subclass of animal. That's why this works. Note that it doesn't necessarily have to be a direct subclass. So if I were to create an additional class that extends dog, I could also create an object of that new class here, and the animal variable would reference it. It can be any subclass in the inheritance hierarchy. Now if I create a variable of type dog and I reference an animal and create an object and the dog variable references that object, this will not compile because animal is not a subclass of dog. It's the other way around. So it doesn't work this way. Now let's take a look at parameters and arguments. For that, I declare a new method called feed, and I pass an animal to it that will be fed. Here I call the eat method on that animal, and I give a carrot to that animal. Now in the main, I create a new object of type dog, and then I pass that dog object to the feed method. Note that the parameter type is of type animal, but the argument that I'm passing in is of type dog. Essentially, I'm using polymorphism just like I do in the statement up here, where I have a variable of type animal and I initialize it to an object of type dog. The same happens here. I have a parameter of type animal and I pass a dog object to it. Now let's run this. And here we see the animal is eating a carrot, and really it's not of type animal, the object, it's actually of type dog because that's what I'm passing in. Now let's take a look at return types and return values. For that, I declare another method that returns an animal, and this method is called readAnimal. This will read a type from the console. So for that, I create a scanner object that listens to system.in. I import the scanner class, and then I output a prompt to type in the type. Then I declare a variable named type, and I initialize it to read the return value of the next line memo method of scanner. Then I use a condition, and I check if the type that was entered matches cat. If it does match cat, I return a new object of cat. If it does not match cat, I check if the type equals dog. If it matches dog, I return a new object of dog. And if also doesn't match dog, I return null. So we can see the declared return type is animal, but the actual object that I'm returning is dog or cat. Now in the main, I declare a variable of type animal, and then I call the method readAnimal. Now here I output a message animal get class, and then I run this program. I get a prompt here and I type in cat. Now we can see the object that was returned is actually of type cat. Now if I run this again and I enter dog, the object that was returned is of type dog. So I can use polymorphism with parameters and arguments, but also for return types, and then return any subclass type for the object that I'm returning. Now last, let's take a look at arrays. So here I declare an array of type animal, and this array will be of size 3. And here I can initialize then any of the elements to any subclass of the element type. So it can be a dog. The second element I initialized to a cat object. And the third element at index 2 I initialized to an animal. You can see that this also correctly compiles. So also with arrays, even though the array type is of animal, the actual objects can be of subclasses of the element type. So this also works with polymorphism. Note that whatever I did here with polymorphism only works by using inheritance. We need this inheritance relationship to assign an object of a subclass to a variable of a superclass. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope this gives you an idea how to use polymorphism and make your programs more powerful. Thank you for watching.